YouTube, it's Brian Phillips. Look at this thing. This is the 1/12 Kubelwagen by ROC Hobby. I hope I'm saying that right. Very super duper detailed scale, squishy tires, squishy seats, movable everything. I mean, it's just like a real car, only smaller. Every of the 4 doors open with the door handles. I mean, it's just amazing. And if you really want an ultra scale vehicle, this is for you. Also, the lights turn on and off, do all sorts of cool things. There's turn signals 4 ways, and then a high-low gear transmission. So you've got a slow speed and a fast speed. So without further ado, we're gonna get to start our driving. But I did turn my dual rates all the way up. If you wanna know how to do that, the best way to do it is to usually look at this, and you have to cover these lights because they'll blind you. And then turn this dual rates all the way to the top, and you'll see that the wheels can spin out further, and you'll get it something like this probably. So I like to go as far as I can, and without further ado, here we go, guys. 1/12 scale, if I didn't mention it, and I apologize for the wind noise if that's the case. I'm gonna go to slow speed here. I just switched gears. We haven't been able to make this particular hill for some time. It's just a very gnarly hill, and as you can see, we're doing just fine with this thing. About 50% throttle, a little bit more maybe, and look at that, amazing, makes it no problem. I'm gonna go into high gear now, and we'll get down into the ditch, and we're just gonna see how it does it. As you know, we like the crawlers here on Brian Phillips RC, but to be honest with you, it's just kind of what worked out this year in terms of the production demands. We have the desire to do some more bashers and different things like that. But what was coming out from the manufacturers at the time was basically the crawlers. And we've been very happy. We've loved reviewing them. But at the same time, we want you guys to understand we are going to be doing bashers and some faster trucks and cars as well. And so this little course that we've put together will hopefully be, uh-oh, don't dig yourself in, buddy. Get out of the sandbank. Oh no, don't you even think about it. I'm going to low gear. Going back, going forth. Oh no, is it getting stuck?
You're caught on a weed.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I'm gonna back up. I'm caught on that thing?
Yeah.
The hand of God is gonna help. Look at this thing is what caught me. That's terrible. Okay, so the ground clearance is not an issue here, just to be clear. What's happened? I don't think I'm caught on a weed. I just think I'm stuck in the sand.
Sand?
Look at that, guys. That sand really screwed me up. Okay, hand of God's coming in to help. We're gonna go back up. You see what I'm talking about? I didn't realize how much washout we were getting there. Okay, back into the higher speed setting. And then on that channel 3 adjustment tool, let's show them what I'm talking about. You have to go all the way forward or all the way back, or you'll get in between your gear sets. So make sure you do that, okay? So as you can see, we're just making the moves, doing all the things you would do with the Kubelwagen if you were driving around in World War II. Of course, you'd be possibly on the wrong side of history if you're driving this one. That's okay, because everybody needs something to bomb. And we're gonna go full speed, trying to get away from the Alliance here. Oh yeah, oh yeah, good job, Indy. Oh yeah. Get out of there, get out of there. So we've had a really good time reviewing these things, folks. It's been really fun for Megan and I to bring you this Surface Wednesdays. I'm not 100% sure if we're gonna be able to keep it up as the winter approaches, and that's a very daunting and scary task to think about doing all this filming in the snow. But the truth is our little territory that we've built up here may also get somewhat foobarred. And that is because we are about to have the power lines buried, and I have a sneaky suspicion they're gonna be working right here on yours truly's lot. Okay, going into low gear. Come on, you can do it, Kubel. No, you can't do it, evidently. I'm surprised it can't get out of that thing.
If you go just a little bit there, is it less steep?
I think it's a combination of steepness and maybe like a small thing I can't see. So as you can see, the thing has pretty good ground clearance. I mean, there's a certain weeds it's not gonna get past. Let's try taking it straight up out. Do you wanna try driving, camera crew?
Yeah.
Okay, Megan's gonna give it a shot. We're gonna trade off real quick.
It's a little windy.
Okay, Megan. Are you excited to be out here?
I'm so thrilled.
Okay, cool. Me too.
It's supposed to be like 14 degrees out in a couple days.
Oh, why do we live in Iowa?
I don't know. Oh, are we trying to go up and out? Do you want me to try to go up the hill?
Yeah, but don't dink around.
Man.
Get her done.
I know.
Because we need to do some grass ops, and then we're probably going to be done with this one.
Hold on, I'm going behind you though.
Okay.
Am I in low gear?
Nope. Just full throttle.
I'm getting stuck. Here we go.
Back up. There you go. Full throttle.
Go right here in the dirt.
Okay.
I failed.
Camera crew failed.
Too cold.
Okay, here we go. So one thing I did notice about this is that it is hypersensitive to certain inputs. So I'm gonna go to low speed, and you see what I'm talking about? You'll get up into certain weeds, and it will cause these wheels to get stuck. And you can see it's in our driver's seat now. So here in fall, we've got all these dead weeds, and the weeds actually get wrapped around the wheels. But as you can see, they've freed themselves, which is really good. But what's happening is it's really hard to see these little suckers, but they are really nasty for these RC wheels. So let's see if we can get this thing going. We might also be high centering there, I wonder. We're gonna have to pick another path. Okay, here we go. Here goes nothing. So guys, we've really enjoyed being able to bring you this Surface Wednesday thing, this extravaganza, going into the ditch where we got good clearance. Oh yeah. And so we're not sure if we're gonna be able to do it during the winter, but we're gonna try our best to keep up with it somewhat. Oh no, what did we catch this time? There we go. You can do it, Kubel. Yeah, it just can't make it through that one spot. It's like the death spot.
I think those dry weeds are worse. They don't
give.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into the low gear and see if I can get out of this hole. So I can definitely say that as beautiful as this car is, it may not be the one that you're gonna be out driving in the actual off-road, off-country stuff. And I think it's time to actually continue up into the grass. We've definitely found that this thing, even though it has a reasonable height, there's definitely a lot of binding that's happening. We did find that also with the Beetle. So this is based on the same powertrain. So I wonder if there's maybe a little inherent issue there. But the thing is, let's go test it in grass and see how it does. Okay, so we're just inside of our area that we were driving in. And so here's some regular grass. As you can see, I immediately got stuck. Now this being a 1/12, it would normally not be a problem to drive through grass. And as you can see, it's getting there, but I definitely feel like it's gonna get stuck. And so the reason we picked this spot was mostly because we have all these stakes up here. And so I know a lot of you guys love our power lines and you're gonna miss them.
They're so sad.
But we're really gonna miss them. And so this is why we wanna just show this real quick. For those of you who follow Brian Phillips RC, obviously we fly out here. We built this house on this beautiful piece of property like 3 years ago, a little bit over 3 years ago. And we used to live in town, closer to the Des Moines area in central Iowa. And so we really enjoy this area. But of course, when we built this house, we had to bring in primary service, which is above us. And it has made it hard to fly radio controlled airplanes because it impacts our approaches. But the rationale for burying these lines now was because I'm doing PPG. And then eventually we wanted to buy this property over here, which we did end up buying. And as part of buying that, I'm gonna make the crest of that hill a runway for manned aircraft. So manned aircraft meaning ultralights, probably at some point, if I ever like win the lotto a couple of times, then I might actually have a real plane and then general aviation from there. But at this point, our big next step is to bury these power lines, which was not a small feat. It took very, very lots of money. And it took me about 9 months of work to actually fight with them to try to get the price to where it needed to be. And we still didn't quite get there. But it's okay, because you only live once and you might as well throw lots of thousands of dollars into the toilet.
Grows on trees, right?
Yes, that's right. So anyway, at the end of the day, the reason we brought this up here was to show you that the Kubelwagen does do grass ops. But I think really what it does better, and let's just be frank, guys, not every model is gonna be a crawler that's gonna be the crawler that takes you home, okay? This one is the one that you wanna show off how beautiful it is, because it is really gorgeous. But I must say, a little bit disappointed with this off-road capability up the hill. It's heavy, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, it's got all the features you want in a remote-controlled crawler. But I can definitely say I would have liked to see a little better performance up those hills. Now, that being said, performance on the lighting, performance on the details, performance on the squishy tires, The grass was okay. I mean, it wasn't anything special, but we've had 1/18ths that do just as good, some 1/24ths that do just as good in our regular grass. This is actually even thinner. So, but we brought you up here because of this, and so we just wanted to show you that. And also, for those of you who've been following our channel long enough to even understand what we're talking about and why it matters, we really appreciate you. It's been a long run here on Brian Phillips RC, and we don't really have any intentions of stopping, but at this point, we just wanted to take that and remind you guys that we know that you're there, and we know you've been supporting us for 8 awkward years of extremely long videos. And so especially to the camera crew for helping me do it. So we appreciate you guys. And also a special thanks to the Patreons that support us. We have a small group of really dedicated people, and some come, some go. It's not like everybody just stays around forever, but even those that just came for 6 months or a year or whatever and help support us, we appreciate you guys, even though you had other things that came up, and we understand that, and that's totally reasonable. But at the end of the day, we know that you guys really come here to see what the latest and greatest RC is, and not necessarily what power line's getting buried. But some of you guys who've been really dedicated to us, who want to help share what's going on in our lives, because it is important to us, and I'm sure it's important to you guys too. So we appreciate that. If one way you can really help us is smash the like button on these videos. It helps us to offset the man, the Google man, the YouTube man, because the man wants to hold us down, because long format videos generally are not as good on the performance level as a short format, fastest, biggest, loudest, you know, cheapest, whatever BS that you get from all the rest of the RC reviewers. At the end of the day, we want to show it in an exciting way, but we also want to show you what's great and what's not so great about it. Same thing, case in point with this thing. This thing is a definite buy, but it is definitely not a buy if you're going to go out mud bogging with it, because I just don't think it's going to do it for you. And there's plenty of amazing FMS trucks and cars that will do way better than this on the off-road platform. I can think of the K10 in particular right off the top of my head. Amazing, amazing looking, looks great, drives great, but this thing is even more scale than that. And so if you're into scale features, this is gonna be for you. So that being said, just wanna give you the fair warnings, and that's what we do here on Brian Phillips RC, is we work with companies that are willing to let us tell you the truth, and then also pay us small commissions when you buy stuff. And that's how we fund our channel, so that we bring you guys free services within the RC realm. And yes, we do primarily focus on fixed wing airplanes, but we do helicopters, quads, VTOLs, leaf blowers, tractors, all that stuff. And we do it because you guys asked for it, except for the leaf blowers and tractor stuff.
People, you're missing out.
That's right, you should. It's pretty amazing. And to be honest with you, over the years, we've done a lot of weird things, but we do that because it's our interests. And part of what we're trying to do here is teach you guys a little bit about our lifestyle, what got us from where we were to where we are now. And so you wonder and you watch these videos and you're like, yeah, that looks easy, I'm gonna do that. Okay, many have tried. We were very lucky too. So when we love it, we're super fortunate to be here. So we appreciate you guys helping us to make this a reality. And also, if you want to help make this a reality, check the links at the top of the video description below. And then if you want to know about more FMS gear and other amazing small ground vehicles, aircraft, and all the lot, check out www.brianphillipsrc.com. We also include our latest coupon codes there for you to find in an easy, quick fashion. And so we hope you guys will check it out. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to unbox this thing next in case you've got curiosity about how it came out of the box. But if not, we appreciate you. Stay tuned. So much more to come on Brian Phillips RC. YouTube, Brian Phillips. We got a box. What could it possibly be? I know. It's like crazy. So guys, you've already seen what this is from the way we put our videos out there. But for us, it's a huge surprise. What? Look at that. We've got a precaution, standard precautions. Evidently there's somebody decided to swallow the wrong thing or eat the wrong battery or whatever.
They licked their model.
Like the real cars, the front windshield is properly fixed in the front two snaps. If to erect the windshield.
Oh,
yes. Okay, so yeah, I don't really know what they're worried about. I can take care of that all on my own. What? This looks so cool, guys. I've been excited for this one. This is the Kubelwagen. Did I say that right?
I think so.
Close enough.
Yep.
So yeah, so this is like a World War II vintage style radio controlled crawler, which is pretty awesome. It is a 1/12th. I think Megan and I were thinking it was a 1/18th, but it is a 1/12th. So we're gonna get right into it here on this unbox. And this one comes from ROC Hobby, also known as FMS. Okay, cool. So it comes with a nice case with snaps. Okay, oh yeah, very cool. That looks sweet. Doors open and everything all over the place. That is so detailed. Cool. Look, you can see the little engine move. That is so detailed, amazing. Is there a light on that? I can't tell. And then these doors all open and there are handles. Even the seat opens to expose access to the back. So cool. Oh, these are fabric seats. Amazing. This thing comes out too. I didn't really mean for that to come out right now, but I guess it is gonna come out right now. And you can kind of bend the whole seat and get it back into its resting spot. That is amazing, the detail. Look at those boards on the bottom. This thing holds the running cage or whatever you want to call it, the roll cage. Snap 1, snap 2. Here comes this little protective covering. I don't want to accidentally break my windshield wipers off. Looks like there's a cat hair in there possibly. And then these are metallic, but I can't tell how to do that. So I think that's like that, okay. And then these move to wherever they need to be. See, they pivot.
To go forward, I see.
Yes, yes. That is so detailed. Look at the speedometer and tachometer. Really, really, really detailed. Amazing and cool. And then how does this work? Oh, you have to actually twist the handle to make the door, I think. Or wait, do you? I don't know if you do. It looks like this kind of makes the door. Oh, that's not all the way done. There, now it is. See how it slips all the way down? It's kind of more aerodynamic. Okay, cool. So that makes sense. Then the doorknob. Oh yeah, that is amazing. So of course those things can come off too. And 1.4 meter squishy tires. Look at that, it is so cool. Of course we got lights out here, and then this thing will shine down and then lighten up where this display displays. And then this is where our battery and receiver are. That is amazing, so cool. And then I'm not seeing a battery in here yet, but we'll get to that shortly. But just to kind of go over all those details, goodness gracious, there's a lot of them. Now let's look underneath on the belly. On the belly, we've got a nice pan for protection. Then of course we've got a suspension, 4-wheel drive. Looks like we've got gearboxes on each of the wheels, which is an interesting way of doing it. So definitely excited to see how this thing runs. And it looks like our transmitter is back here in the case. And we have the usual suspects. This is a pistol grip. So pull forward, push to stop and or brake. And then of course we have steering wheel without any softness. We've got a third channel and 4th channel clicker. And it looks like we have on off here. Okay, so we're gonna get back to this. How is this whole thing powered? It's powered by a 2S LiPo. Comes with a provided charger. 2S Hextronic style balance lead charger. And then it comes with a wheel tool, which is a multi-tool nut driver. Okay, pretty simple stuff. And then a Phillips screwdriver, which is very nice. And then of course we have the 7.4 volt, also known as 2S 380 milliamp battery. And this is a 5C or 2.812 watt hour battery. So it's gonna be just like a couple of these other ones. We'll show you to charge it real quick before we take it out. We're losing daylight today, so we need to hurry. We're just gonna plug this in right here, just your standard run-of-the-mill wall charger. And since I believe the lights are on your side, I'll plug it in like that, and there's a solid red light. And this is where you discharge, and then this is where you charge. So all you should have to do is plug it into the charger, and it starts a green flashing light. So we'll actually leave this up here. And it's tied up, so we'll just untie it a little bit. One thing, one word of wisdom about LiPo safety: charge when you're in the area, charge on a hot or a hard surface in case there was some heat generated And worst case scenario, if you ever have one of these things catch on fire, that'd be really bad and unusual, but it still can happen. So just make sure you charge on a hard surface that's safe. Now, in our case, we're gonna use another battery, but we'll just prove to you that it's fully charged real quick. We don't generally run the batteries out in our testing, not like the airplanes, where we run them until they're pretty much dead. So we're 91% on this one, okay? And then on this one, we are at 96. So we'll go with the one that's slightly higher, and we'll use this right now so we can get into the rest of the build and radio setup. Now, generally, there's not a lot of radio setup on these cars, but every once in a while, we have a little bit of radio setup. Are there batteries somewhere around here? Because this does not come with batteries for the transmitter. It only comes with batteries for the car. So we're gonna push this open, just like that. This is a weird style. It's kind of challenging to open. Once you pull it back, then it goes up, and then these load in here. Negative faces up on this side toward the front, and positive faces up. Positive is the bump, negative is the flat. Once you do that, mine was on. Okay. So we'll go ahead and turn that on. And then we can, oh boy, that comes out pretty easy, it looks like. Actually makes it a lot easier to use. So we'll plug this in, get it energized, see some lights come on right away, which is cool. It doesn't feel like that fits super great in that spot. That's a little disappointing. Do you see what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. It's definitely the same battery, so I'll just be a little bit more aggressive with it. There's definitely room for it. It's just not quite in the pocket the way I was hoping it would go. But you'll want to be gentle that you don't damage anything or cut off any cables. Some of these cars we found are really hard to get snapped shut, and others are not. This is probably one that's going to be a little bit more challenging. Now, that is a true spare tire, by the way, and all squishy tires. Okay, so first things first, show them the steering wheel and the front wheel. That is so cool. And as you can see, full proportional controls. Looks like a ghost is driving. First thing I always do is I go to the steering dual rates, steering DR, and then look when it's all the way over. So you can turn it all the way up. And that way you get the most movement as possible. So as you can see, you can go very precise with your inputs. Looks super realistic. Oh, let's turn some lights on. Oh yeah, channel 4 toggle, which is over here, hun, on your thumb knob. Okay, so as you press that, it changes the lighting conditions.
Oh, cool.
So there's off, first button press is there, second button press is there, third button press is there, and then back again. So what we'll do, oh, turn signal and brake lights.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna drive over here, 1 button press, 2 button presses, 3 button presses, and 4. So that's the way we would normally do it. No turn signals up front, but it looks really good. And then on the back, I'll brake. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I'll shut that off, and then as you can see, I go to the brake or reverse. There's a brake light, and then reverse is different. So that's actually pretty cool, because if you look at that, it's actually managing the brake lights. So if you're going forward and then you brake, it brakes. But then when you hit back, it goes back. Oh. So that's nice to have that feedback. However, I would like to have at least the high beams on. Maybe not the 4-ways all the time, but I just love the way that looks. It's super realistic looking. And of course, it's gonna be capable and worthy of some climbing. Now let's see what this channel 3 does. Oh yeah, there is a mechanical change. That's low. Oh man, wow. That is really slow. That's full throttle, guys. Watch this. No problem at all. Got lots of power, lots of climbing authority. Let's see if it'll climb over my arm. It probably would if you went, you know, where you could get your wheel up there. It's very sturdy, but it's just slipping on the ground now. Oh, also let's show them inside that rear cover there, camera crew. Let's go ahead and do that. If you want to open that up, please. Okay, Give it a nice slow shot. And then we might have to go backwards slow. See it spin? How about this?
Very cool.
Very cool. And then to switch. Okay, so there's full low speed, middle's the same, and then forward is fast speed. And you can go ahead and drive quickly and get where you're wanting to go, which is super cool. I love these detailed scale models. It is so much fun to play with these things. And guys, without further ado, we are gonna get outside and do some filming out there where you guys have come to enjoy the actual off-road. So this thing, the Kubelwagen by ROC Hobby, which is also known as FMS, right here, live and in person. So check it out. Guys, if you'd like to get your very own, check the links down in the video description below. You can buy one there. You'll help support our channel in that regard. And then also, if you'd like, you can look at Brian Phillips RC to see if there's any current coupon codes, and also navigate through some of our most recent stuff, as well as help you navigate the waters of Brian Phillips RC, because they're so deep and sprawling. There's tons of videos. Some are of cars, some are of airplanes, helicopters, quads, VTOLs, leaf blowers, and tractor stuff. So anyway, guys, you know it's here on Brian Phillips RC. Don't forget to smash the like button and come back for more. Thanks for watching.